A very warm good morning to one and all. So today again I welcome you all in geography class. In this video we will continue geography second chapter, that is the physical features of India. But before moving further, students, be ready with your rough notebook and pen to note down the important point which we will discuss in this video. So let's start today's lecture. Okay, so let's start with a quick recap what we have discussed, what we have already discussed in the part 1. So do you remember what we have discussed in the past in part 1? Yes, in part 1 we discussed about the theory of plate tectonic. Do you remember what is the theory of plate tectonic? Okay, basically like no one knows like how exactly India was formed, how exactly the formation of the physical features of India. So however, scientists had the several theories which try to explain the process of the formation of the physical features of India. So one such theory is the theory of plate tectonic. According to the theory of plate tectonic, the earth crust, the uppermost part of the earth, the earth crust is formed out of the 7 major or some minor plates. Now these plates move slowly, and when these plates collide with each other, when these plates move away from each other, so a huge stress build up in the continental crust, and this leading folding, faulting and a volcanic eruption. If we summarized the theory of plate tectonic, so there are 3 movement of plates. First one is the convergent movement, right? There are 3 plate movement. First one is the convergent, second one is the divergent, and the third one is the transform boundary. Convergent boundary means like when two plates collide with each other, when two plates come towards each other, this movement is called the convergent movement, and it is also known as the destructive because when two plates collide with each other, so it causes earthquake. It's called earthquake. Next one is the divergent boundary. So divergent boundaries when two plates move away from each other, right? When two plates move away from each other, so this movement is called the divergent movement, and it is also called the constructive because when two plates move away from each other, so it form block mountains. Block mountain is an example of the divergent movement. Next one is the transform boundary. So when two plates rub each other, rub each other horizontally, right? So this movement is called the transform boundary. Clear? Okay, let's see the topic which we will cover in this video. So next topic is the major physiographic division. So first one is the Himalayan mountains, second one is the northern plains. These are the physical features of India. Third one is the peninsular plateau, the Indian desert, the coastal plain and the islands. So in this video we will only discuss about the Himalayan mountains and the northern plain, and rest of the physiographic division we will discuss in the next video. So here are the major physiographic division. The physical features of India can be grouped under the following physiographic division. Like first one is the Himalayan mountain. So Himalayan mountain, basically this blue color showing the Himalayan mountain region, and then next one is the northern plain. So just below the Himalayan mountains, northern plain region, and the peninsular plateau, this part, it's basically this is the peninsular plateau, and the western part of India is the Indian desert, and Next one is the coastal plains, and the last one is the islands. That means the Andaman Nicobar Island and the Lakshadweep. So let's understand this physiographic division of India one by one. So let's start with the first, the Himalayan mountain. So in first part we discussed like how Himalayas were formed. So how Himalayas were formed? Due to the collisions of Indo-Australian plate with the Eurasian plates. When these two plates collide with each other, so the sediments accumulated in the Tethys uplift and formed Himalayas. Okay, so Himalaya, geologically young and fold mountain, stretched over the northern part of India. Now this range basically, or the Himalaya, represent loftiest and one of the rugged mountain system. This range, Himalayan range, form an arc which cover a distance about 2400 kilometer, right? But if we talk about the width of the Himalayas, so the width is varies from Kashmir to the Arunachal Pradesh. In Kashmir, 400 kilometer, right? If we move towards the eastern side, that means Arunachal Pradesh. In Arunachal Pradesh, it's 150 kilometer. That means the width, it's varies from Kashmir to the Arunachal Pradesh. In Kashmir, 400 kilometer, and if we move towards the eastern side, that means Arunachal Pradesh, it decrease 150 kilometer. Clear? Okay. So the mountain range run in west-east direction from Indus to the Brahmaputra. Himalaya represent the loftiest and one of the most rugged mountain barrier of the world, and which cover a distance about 2400 kilometer, and their width, it varies from 400 kilometer in Kashmir and 150 kilometer in Arunachal Pradesh. Now the Himalaya consists 3 parallel ranges. How many? The Himalaya consists 3 parallel ranges in its the longitudinal extent. First one is the Greater Himalayas or Inner Himalayas, or it is also known as the Himadri. This is the first parallel range. Second one is the Himachal or the Lesser Himalaya, and the third range, Shivalik. Now let's read one by one. First one is the Himadri. Himadri, the northernmost range of Himalaya, also known as the Greater Himalaya or the Inner Himalaya or Himadri. Second thing is, it is the most continuous range with the average height 6000 meter. All the prominent Himalayan peaks are in this range. And the most important is the core of this part of Himalaya. The core of this part of Himalaya is composed of granite. Why granite? Basically, we know that like how Himalayas were formed. Himalayas were formed due to the collisions of the Indo-Australian plate and the Eurasian plate. Basically, these plates, Eurasian plate and Indo-Australian plates, composed with the granite. So that's why the core of this part of Himalaya is composed of granite. Now, because of the loftiest the highest peak of this range is completely covered with the snow, and important glaciers like the Siachen Glacier, Gangotri Glacier and Yamunotri glaciers are also located in this range. Now, some of the highest peaks of the Himalayas. So first one is the Mount Everest. As you all know, Mount Everest is located in Nepal and the height is 8,848, right? So Mount Everest is the highest peak and it is in Nepal. Second is Kanchenjunga. Basically this is the India's highest peak. Okay, Kanchenjunga, it is in India and height is around 8,598. Then after Makalu, Dholagiri, Naga Parvat, Annapurna, and last one is the Nanda Devi. So these are some of the highest peaks of the Himalayas. Is it clear? So this is the first northernmost range of the Himalaya, that means the Greater Himalaya. Okay, now just move on to the next one. Is just below the Greater Himalaya, the next range is the Lesser Himalaya or Himachal. So the second range is the Himachal range. This range is just lying towards the south of the Greater Himalaya. The range lying to the south of the Himadri forms the most rugged mountain system and is also known as the Himachal or the Lesser Himalaya. If we talk about the altitude, that means the height. The altitude, it varies between 3,700 and 4,500 meters, and the average width is of 50 kilometer. If we talk about the important ranges of this range, first one is the Pir Panjal. Pir Panjal is the longest and one of the important range of the Himachal, and along with the Dhauladhar and Mahabhat range are also most important and the prominent one. Now this range consists famous valley of Kashmir, the Kangra and the Kulu valley in Himachal Pradesh, and this range is also well known for the hill stations like the Mussoorie, Shimla, Nainital, etc. and etc. So this is the second range of Himalaya. First one is the Himadri and the second one is the Himachal. Right now, so first one is the Greater Himalaya or the Himadri. Second one is the Himachal or the Lesser Himalaya, and the last one is the outermost range of the Himalaya, Shivalik. Okay, so next one is the Shivalik. The outermost range of the Himalaya is called the Shivalik. Now the extension, so the extend over a width of 1050 kilometer and have an altitude varying between 900 to 1100 meter. Now basically this range, this Shivalik range, are composed of unconsolidated sediments which brought down by the rivers like flows from the Himalayan ranges located for the north. Now the longitudinal valley lying between the Lesser Himalayas and the Shivalik are known as Doon. So basically between the Lesser Himalaya and the outer Himalaya, that means the Shivalik, right? So the longitudinal valleys lying between the Lesser Himalaya, that means the Himachal, and the Shivalik is known as Doons, right? Dehradun, Kotli Doon are the important Doon located in this range. Okay, now the next one is, again, Himalaya is also divided on the basis of region from west to east. Basically this division of Himalaya has been done on the basis of river flowing in the Himalayan region. So here is the division of the Himalayas from west to east based on the region. First one is the Punjab Himalayas, second one is the Kumaon Himalayas, third one is the Nepal Himalayas, and the third one is the Assam Himalayas. Is it clear? Basically this division of Himalaya is based on region from west to east, and this division has been done on the basis of river flowing. Clear? River flowing in the Himalayan region. Okay, so first one is the Punjab Himalaya. So basically the part of Himalaya lying between the Indus river and the Shatluj river, right? Punjab Himalaya means the part of Himalayas lying between Indus river and the Shatluj river. So this region is known as Punjab Himalaya. Second one is the Kumaon Himalaya. Kumaon Himalaya means like the part of Himalayas lying between the Shatluj river and the Kali river. Kumaon Himalaya means like the part of the Himalayas lying between the Shatluj river and the Kali river. So basically this region between the Satluj and Kali is the Kumaon Himalayan region. Now next one is the Nepal Himalayas. Nepal Himalayas basically the part of Himalayas lying between the Kali river and the Tista river. Tista, right? So the part of Himalayas lying between the Kali and the Tista river, so this region is called Nepal Himalayas. Now the last one is the Assam Himalayas. Assam Himalayas, the part of the Himalayas lying between the Tista river and the Dihang, right? So basically this division is based on region. Clear? Himalayas division based on region from west to east. First one is the Punjab Himalaya, the region between the Indus and Shatluj river. Second is the Kumaon Himalaya, the region between the Shatluj and Kali river. Then Nepal Himalaya, the region between the Kali river and the Tista river. And the last one is the Assam Himalaya, the region between the Tista and the Dihang river. Clear? So Himalayas division, first it consists three parallel lines. First one is Himadri, Himachal and the Shivalik, and the second division is based on region from west to east, Punjab Himalaya, Kumaon Himalaya, Nepal Himalaya, and the last one is Assam Himalaya, right? Okay, now next one is the eastern hills and mountain. So as I told you, Brahmaputra marks the easternmost boundary of the Himalayas. Okay, just look at this map. First of all, Brahmaputra marks the easternmost boundary of Himalaya. Okay, second thing is the Himalayas bend sharply to the south side and spread along the eastern boundary of Himalaya, and they are known as Purvanchal or the eastern mountain. So the eastern boundary of Himalaya are known as Purvanchal. Second thing is, this region is completely covered with the dense forest, and Purvanchal comprises Patkai Hills, Naga Hills, Mizo Hills and Manipuri Hills. Okay, now just move on to the next topic. So the next one is the northern plains. So let's first understand the formation of the northern plains. So as we already discussed, like how Himalayas were formed. So due to the uplift of Himalayas in the Tethys, the northern part of the Indian peninsula got subsided and formed large basin. Now these basins filled with the sediments from the rivers which came from the mountains in the north and from peninsula in the south. So this extensive alluvial deposit led the formation of the northern plains. The Himalayan lift out of the Tethys and subsidence of the northern flank of the peninsular plateau resulted in the formation of a large basin. Clear? Okay. Now the northern plains. So first of all, the northern plains, if we talk about the northern plains, so northern plain formed from the three river system. First one is the Indus, second system the Ganga river system, and the third one is the Brahmaputra along with their tributaries. The northern plain basically formed with the three river system, the Indus, the Ganga, the Brahmaputra, and along with their tributaries. Now this plain basically composed alluvial soil which has been deposited over the millions of years, And if we talk about the area of the northern plain, so the total area of the northern plain is about 7 lakh square kilometer, and it is about 2400 kilometers long. And if we talk about the width, so width is about 240 to 320 kilometer broad. And we know that northern plains is the most densely populated region of the country. Okay, now next thing is the rivers India lower course, that means in the lower course of the river, split into the numerous channels due to the deposition of the silt known as the distributaries. Basically, when the river finally reached at the mouth of the river, so it's split into the numerous channels, and these channels are called the distributaries. Tributaries means the small rivers join to the main rivers, and distributaries means when the rivers reached in the lower course and it is split into the numerous channel due to the deposition of silt. It's known as distributaries. Now the division of northern plain. So first of all, the northern plain is divided into 3 sections, right? The northern plain is divided into 3 sections. First one is Punjab plains, second one is the Ganga plain, and third one is the Brahmaputra plain. Basically, this division of the northern plain is based on location, right? Northern plain is divided into 3 sections, and this division is based on the location. So now let's understand one by one. So first one is the Punjab plains or the Indus plain. So first of all, the Punjab plain or the Indus plain, the western part of the northern plain, right? The western part of the northern plain formed Punjab plain, formed by the Indus River and its tributary. Now the larger part of this plain lies in Pakistan region. Clear? Punjab plain, the larger part of this region, this plain is lie in the Pakistan. Now the Indus and its tributaries Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas, Shatluj flow in this region, and this region, that means the Punjab plain, is dominated by the Doab. Basically, Doab is made up of 2 words. First one is do and second one is the AB. Do means 2 and AB means river and the water. So this region, that means Punjab plain, is dominated by the Doab, and Doab is made up of 2 words. Do, that means means 2, and Ab means river or water. Basically, the region and the land between the 2 rivers is known as Doab, right? The region land between the 2 rivers is known as the Doab, right? So this is the first one, Punjab plain, that means the western part of northern plain formed by the Punjab plain. Second one is the Ganga plain, basically the middle part of the northern plain. Middle part of the northern plains formed by the Ganga river and its tributaries. So Ganga and its tributary Yamuna, Ghagra, Kosi, Gandak and the Son. So basically the area is spread by the spread from the states like Haryana. It covered the Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, Jharkhand, partly Jharkhand and West Bengal. Clear? So Ganga plain, the middle part of the northern plain. And the last one is the Brahmaputra plain. So basically the eastern part of the northern plain formed by the Brahmaputra river and its tributaries. So Brahmaputra and its tributaries basically formed Brahmaputra plain region. Now basically Brahmaputra along with the Ganga form the largest delta in the world, and this region and this plain lie in the Assam region. So on the basis of location, northern plain is divided into 3. First one is the Punjab plain, the westernmost part of northern plain formed by the Punjab plain. Second one is the Ganga plain, the middle part of the northern plain formed by the Ganga plain, and the third one is the Brahmaputra plain, the eastern part of the northern plain formed by the Brahmaputra plain, and this plain is lie in the Assam region. Okay, now the next division of northern plain is based on relief feature, right? According to the variations in relief features, the northern plain are divided into four regions, right? This division is based on relief feature. First is the Bhabar belt, Tarai, Bhangar, and the last one is the Khadam. Clear? This division of northern plain is based on relief features. Okay. Now let's understand about them. So as we know that the river, after descending from the Himalayas, basically rivers flows from the Himalayas, so it carried sediments along with it, and these sediments deposited in the foothills of the Himalayas. Now the width of this belt is about 8 to 16 kilometer, and this belt just lie parallel to the Shivalik range, right? This belt is lie just parallel to the Shivalik range, and this it is known as the Bhabar belt. Clear? All the streams and the rivers that flows from the Himalayas and the descendant from the Himalayas disappear in this range. Why? Because this belt contains the large piece of rocks. So all the streams and rivers disappear in this belt. Then at the south of the Bhabar belt, again all these streams and the rivers reappear and create wet, marshy and swampy region, and this region is called the Tarai region. This region is full of forest and the wildlife. After the partition, it was cleared and converted into the agriculture and for the settlements of the migrant from the Pakistan. So second is the Tarai region. Now the next one is the Bhangar. Basically the largest part of the northern plain formed by the older alluvium, right? So the older alluvium region formed by the Bhangar. Now second thing is basically this just lie above the flood plain. This region just lie above the flood plain and they resemblance terrains. The soil of this region contain calcareous deposit locally known as the Kankar. Clear? Now the third one is the Khadam. The flood plain, basically the flood plain formed by the younger alluvium or younger alluvium, right? Now the soil in this region is renewed every year because of the flood water, and basically this the soil of this region is renewed every year, so the soil is very fertile here, and the soil is also useful for the intensive agriculture or the farming. So this division is based on relief feature. The northern plain is divided into the four regions. First one is the Bhabar. Bhabar just lie parallel to the Shivalik, and then Tarai just lie to the south of the Bhabar. Next one is the Bhangar, and the last one is the Khadam. So is it clear the division of the northern plain based on the relief feature? So first of all, northern plain first is divided on the basis of location. Punjab plain, second one is the Ganga plain, and third one is the Brahmaputra plain. And the second division of northern plain is based on relief feature, and northern plain is divided into the four regions. First is the Bhabar, Tarai, Bhangar and the Khadam. So that's it for this part, and rest of the physiographic division we will discuss in the next video. Now next is quiz time. Okay, so first question is, what are lesser Himalayas known as? The options are, first is Himadri, second option Purvanchal, and the third option is Himachal. So now just tell me, what are lesser Himalayas known as? Lesser Himalayas also known as Himachal. Clear? Second question is, which of the following is the highest peak in India? The options are: first, Mount Everest, second option is Kanchenjunga, and third one is the Nanda Devi. So which is the highest peak in India? Basically, Mount Everest is the highest peak in the world, right? And here is the question, the highest peak in India. So the answer is option B, Kanchenjunga is the highest peak in India. Okay, now the third question is, the Himalayas consist of dash parallel ranges in its longitudinal extent. So if we talk about the longitudinal extents, so the Himalaya consists three parallel ranges. First is Himadri, second is Himachal, and the third one is the Shivalik. Now the fourth question is, which is the northernmost range of the Great Himalayas? So options are Himadri, second option Shivalik, and third one is the Himachal. So which one is the northernmost range of the Himalaya? Himadri is the northernmost range of Himalaya. Now the next question, fifth, the northern plain is formed due to dash. First one is option volcanic eruption, alluvial deposit, and the third one is the plate tectonic movement. So now just tell me how northern plains formed. Northern plain is formed due to deposition of the alluvial soil. Clear? Now the next question, sixth question, what is meant by the Doab? So what is meant by the Doab? Doab basically the region or the land between the two rivers. Basically, Doab means this word is made up of two word, do and ab. Do means two and ab means river. So the land or the region between the two river is known as or called Doab. Is it clear? Okay, so that's all for today. Have a nice day and thank you.